You see, I was born missing a number of the bones in both my legs. My left leg, it's called proximal femoral focal deficiency, better known as PFFD, and my right leg is coxavera hemimelia. It's easier to say I'm missing bones in both legs. But I know you're looking at me thinking, how is that? You stand 5'8", how are you missing bones? Well, I'm wearing prosthesis, artificial limbs, fake legs, that elevate me to the height you see, 5'8". When I remove my artificial limbs, I could walk around pretty well. It's just that I'm only about 3'9". In a little bit, I'm going to take my pants off and show you my artificial limbs. Oh, it gets better, because after that, I'm going to remove my artificial limbs, and I'm going to show you how it is I am able to get around without them on. Now, despite this disability, I was able to overcome the challenges that I faced. And I do believe that these 5 keys that I will share with you later will help you as well. But anyway, back to my story. Mom and Dad brought me home, and they tried to raise me no differently than they had raised my older able-bodied sister. Except when they brought me home, because my legs were so small and frail and tiny, the doctors felt what would be best to strengthen my bones. They put both my legs in a cast. And that cast was on my left leg and on my right, and it came all the way up around my waist. Basically, the lower half of my body was in the cast. There was a cutout in the middle. So, when you're a baby, what's one of the first things you try to do? Crawl. Very good. Crawl. But my legs were in a cast, and crawling for me was difficult, but not impossible. And as an infant, I would reach out with just my hands, and then I would pull myself across the floor using just my arms, while my legs, with this cast and all, would drag behind me. And what the doctor said was right, that I did figure out my ways to do things, and it was different, but it worked. And then I got older. And about the age of 1, the doctors felt my bones had grown strong enough, and they removed the cast. And 6 months after they removed the cast, I pulled myself up and stood. And about 6 weeks after I stood up, I took my first steps, and I walked. But now wait a minute. You just heard me tell you that the first doctor said to Mom and Dad, he didn't think that I would ever walk. But I was determined to find a way. And when I would walk, sometimes I would use my hands to help out. And you've seen it. When a baby learns to walk, they grab onto a table or a couch, and then they hold themselves up with their hands. This is what I did. But as I got older, I kept using my hands. When I would go up and down stairs, I would use my hands. And after a while of this, Mom and Dad recognized that I was using my upper body, and they thought that if my arms were stronger, that it would make it easier. So at the age of 3, my mom and dad signed me up for swimming lessons. Ew. I wasn't real happy. My instructor, his name was Big Bill. I'll never forget him. To me, he looked about 7 feet tall, but he wasn't. I was really small. And he would come up to me, and he would pick me up, and he would toss me into the pool. So I learned how to swim. And you know, when you swim, you're using your arms to go through the water? Well, this helped to develop my upper body. I'm going to go ahead, remove my jacket so you can see just how strong my arms are even today. Not bad for an old guy, huh? Well, you could see that even today my upper body is in pretty good shape. And that's because today I still use my arms to assist me. When I go up and down stairs now, I grab the hand railing, and I have my cane, and then I push myself up and down the stairs using my arms, which helps to keep me in good shape. Yeah,